Hey, what's up? Good morning. Happy Sunday. It's Valentine's Day. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 198. I think I mistakenly put episode 196 yesterday for a second time. So I'll go back in and change it. Yesterday was 197. Today, 198. So, wow, that means Tuesday is going to be episode 200. I've only missed one day, and that was back in, I think, August. I went down, visited my brother's cabin down in Illinois, and then one episode I had to go prime time because I had a nasty sinus headache that interrupted my morning. So pretty cool. So yesterday, more hobby. So Friday was a great day in the hobby because I found some cards in the wild at my local Target. I picked up some blaster boxes of 2021 tops. And I also I lunched at McDonald's, had a couple Happy Meals. One pack of Pokemon cards is being sent to Brad, Texas Card Dude. Doing a little trade with him. And then I opened the other pack yesterday. Don't know what I have. I'll probably just put the 4 cards on eBay for 99 cents. So it was 2 Happy Meals, $8, $8 even for 2 Happy Meals, which is basically what a value meal is going to cost. And so it was basically a lunch. So the Pokemon stuff was a bonus. So I continued my hobby weekend yesterday with a trip to my local card shop. Now this is like the most trips to a card shop I've made in a long time. So I went last Saturday, did an in-person trade with Brian, who's Offbeat All-Stars on Twitter. So we did an in-person trade last Saturday, and I dug through some of the dollar boxes and picked up some cool cards, and wanted to go back to look through the rest. So then on Monday after work, I went back, dug through more boxes, brought home a stack of cards. But I didn't have time to get through the last 2 rows of the dollar box. So I was running low on penny sleeves, and they've got great prices on penny sleeves. Actually is at or below all of the online prices. So went back, got 10 packs of penny sleeves, dug through the last couple rows of the quarter boxes. And then I thought, I've got some time. I'm going to go back through the quarter boxes because I think there may be some more hidden gems that I just kind of glanced over my last couple trips. What's up, Matt? Good morning, Matt. Matt was on with George and Dan last night. So I saw the alert come across as I was on the couch last night. And so I started watching on the couch, and then I thought, I'm going to go downstairs and watch this. My wife was watching Gossip Girl. So I came down and watched, I don't know, maybe an hour of the show. It was good stuff. So it was fun watching you guys last night. So I dug through the dollar boxes, and actually there wasn't much in the dollar boxes that I liked. And I think I left the Cubs. I picked up 2 Cubs out of the dollar box. One was a Jake Arrieta Heritage Chrome from, I think, 17. And then, what's up, George? Good morning. Great show last night. The other Cub was, it was a black parallel of Jason Hamill, numbered to 65. So I did pull a couple Cubs cards out of the dollar box. And then so there were 5 total cards out of the dollar box, the 2 Cubs, and then this 2016 Heritage Miners Peach Parallel. This is numbered to 25. The beer choice sounded intriguing. It was pretty good. It was I just had one. It was a stout, Dragon's Milk, I think it was called. I can't remember the brewery, but it was good. This is Dylan Cousins, 2016 Bowman Green. This is numbered to 99. And then Rowdy Tellez. This is a blue from 17, numbered to 99. So those were out of the dollar box. And then I really struck gold out of the quarter box, gold literally, with this Brandon Nemo gold parallel rookie card. So the only reason I pulled this for 25 cents was I've actually sold 2 of the base rookie cards of Brandon Nemo for 99 cents, and they've gone quickly. So I thought, well, if a base is going to sell for 99 cents that quick, maybe I'll get a few bucks out of this. So I looked at comps, and the lowest comp was like $10.50 on eBay. I actually had somebody on Twitter reach out to me, and I had it already listed. I had it listed for $10. He's like, hey, would you do 8? I said, sure. So this sold like in an hour for $8, and I pulled it out of the 25-cent box. I made one other sale so far. This David Fletcher blue parallel, again, somebody on Twitter reached out. It was already listed, $10. This was pulled out of the 25-cent box. So 50 cents turned into $18. Now I pulled a stack. These are only the hits, I guess. But I pulled a stack of cards like this. So I bought 10 packs of penny sleeves and basically like $10 worth of quarter cards and dollar cards. My total bill was $21. These 2 cards already sold for $18. And then this Leody Taveras blue sold for $3. So these 3 cards have already sold $21 gross, and that was my bill. I think my bill was $21.10 after tax. $21.10, and these 3 sold for $21. So my net's not quite there, but I'm a couple bucks away. So it's basically like free penny sleeves, couple free Cubs cards, and bonus cards. This Shed Long was in the 25-cent box. This is a black parallel numbered to 50. What's up, Jenny? Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Dan, what's up? Good morning. Good evening, I should say, to George and Dan. Brian Mundell, this is numbered to 50. Drew Ellis numbered to 99. That's a great point, Matt. Here's another David Fletcher. These are the magenta backs, and I think the print run on these is only like 10. And then Colton Welker was also a magenta back. So I did really well out of my third trip. So I'm impressed that I did so well my third trip. So Matt brings up a great point. His LCS missing the dime, quarter, and dollar boxes for a long time. So what's up, Zach? Good morning. So for a long time, my LCS also has. In fact, the boxes that are out now that I've been digging through, I think he's only had those for a few months. He hasn't in the past, and basically, like up until maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, he's just had like junk wax stars like Ryan Sandberg, Nolan Ryan, your 80s and 90s superstars. And there's no prices on them. And so that just turns me away because I hate that. I think everything should have a price, even if it's like this row $1, this row 25 cents, etc. B, it's probably going to be 25 cents or above, and I have 589 tops Ryan Sandbergs. So anything junk wax just kind of turns me away. And then I think he does a lot of sport lots, and he does a lot of sets. And then, so I found him at a card show in Chicago, and he had dime boxes, and there was some like Heritage Miners, like good stuff. And I pulled some like Gleyber Torres out of the dime box. And so I'm like, hey, do you have these at your shop? Because I've never seen any dime boxes, quarter boxes at his shop. This was, was definitely more than a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And he said, yeah, I do, but I don't really advertise them. It's like, okay. So, several months ago, I went in and I'm like, hey, do you have any dime boxes? And he's like, well, no, I don't have dime boxes, but I sell junk boxes for like $20. And they're the 3-row boxes. And so I've shown those off. I've bought 3. I thought about it. He had some health issues, and so he's in like a sling. And so whenever I ask him for a junk box, he's like pulling up boxes of cards. So I didn't want to like, put that stress on him. So I decided to just skip the junk box. I pulled enough good stuff out of the quarter boxes. I was happy with what I got. So the junk boxes that I bought 3 times have gotten better each time. The first one was like, there was, I actually, it was great because I pulled out of the first box like 150 or 160 Cubs cards. So for $20, that was awesome. And they were like newer stuff, like 2016, 17, not junk wax era. Then I asked for the second time I asked for a basketball box, and there was a lot of like second tier, like star, but not like superstar rookies. A whole stack of Prism from like 17, 18. And then there was he's like, well, there's a row of football. I don't have much basketball. There's a row of football. And like most of the row of football was like numbered score. So it did really well. I'm like, wow. So the third time, the last time I asked, I said, do you have any dollar box? He's like, yep, I don't have any basketball. So I'm like, oh man, maybe he saw all my hits. Maybe he saw my Twitter or something. And so he pulled out a box, and it was just like loaded. Like every card in there was like at least a 25-cent card. Maybe a small stack of like Topps flagship from a couple years ago, but that's it. So those were fun. Yeah, Jenny, that's totally what I miss. And now I've dug through his boxes, and now it's like, should I go out and find another card shop? Because now I've got the bug. I'm jonesing to dig through some more quarter boxes. Matt has a bi-monthly card show in KC. It's the same dealers. They never change their boxes. Yeah, we have. So a buddy of mine, we used to set up at a show when I lived in Illinois, in Springfield, Illinois. And it was I think they had the show every 2 weeks, and it was the same vendors every single time. And we would go like once a month or once every 2 months to set up. And you knew that it was the same vendors time after time, because customers would come up to our tables and be like, "Oh, it's so nice to see a new table, a new dealer at this show, because it's the same guys, the same stuff every time." And pretty similar here in Madison, we have a show. It's basically monthly during baseball season, I guess. Although now with the surge in popularity, they've had more shows. Some have been canceled for COVID. I haven't gone because it's a super small room. What did I think of Springfield as a city? I don't think much of it. It's my opinion. It's kind of a dirty city. And it's just blah. It's just a small city. I've been there several times for different things. Some basketball games, card shows, softball tournaments, basketball games. It's just kind of, I don't really have an opinion either way. It's just kind of there's really no, I mean, it's the state capital, but outside of that, it's just I don't really have anything. You've heard the same thing. Yeah. So I received the last couple days, a couple packages. Zach sent me some top loaders, which are much needed. So this was awesome. I actually went shopping on eBay to find, so I have to buy like used top loaders, just to keep my costs down. And sometimes the used are actually more, like on eBay from eBay sellers than what I can buy new. But to find new and stocked, it's so difficult. So I actually went, and like the cheapest I could find were like 15 cents per top loader, which I'm just gonna have to dig, and I've still got, I still have maybe a week's worth of top loaders left. So I just need to shop around, and I may have to bite the bullet. There is a website that I bought from that they were like 10 cents per new. And they also come with matching penny sleeves. So if you buy like 600 top loaders, it comes with 600 penny sleeves, which is nice. They raised their prices on those. So I think now they're like 12 or 13 cents, which, eventually I'm just going to have to bite the bullet. And, now I have a little bit of time on my hands to, to work prices and find lower prices. But man, it's super difficult to find top loaders and especially at decent prices. I mean, I was buying a year ago. So I would buy flat rate boxes of used top loaders. So like 500 can fit in a medium flat rate box. And I was getting them for 2.5 cents per top loader shipped. 2.5 cents. Now, like the cheapest I can find is 15 cents. And when you're talking 500 to 1,000, that's a huge amount of money and difference. So it's always awesome to get top loaders. So Zach, thank you so much. I've got a package, no mail, I guess, on Monday. It's President's Day or some holiday, federal holiday. So I will get I'll get a package out to you on Tuesday because I opened 2 blasters of 2021 tops. And then my order from Target online was shipped out and it's supposed to be delivered today. And I don't think UPS runs on Sundays, but apparently it was transferred to the post office. And the post office, I know, does Sunday deliveries for like Amazon and maybe FedEx and UPS. So fingers crossed, may have 3 more of my blaster order arrive today. So that would be cool. And then a Cubs mail day from Brian. Brian is the director of ticket sales for the Chicago Cubs. He reached out to me a couple months ago and he's like, hey, do you have this season ticket holder set? And it was the Archives. Such an awesome set. It's got like fan favorites from Cubs past, and they're on like different different tops designs. So he sent me that, and then another. So I've seen that set before, and I actually had some singles because I had bought like they came in like packs of 5 different packs for fans at stadium giveaways. This was like the actual season ticket holder set that they gave. It was a brick of I think 100 or 120 cards to season ticket holders, and it has a stamp on it. And then the giveaways were in packs of 20. So I bought a few packs of the like pack 5, set 5 or whatever, because it had the Javier Baez rookie, and it was on the 82 tops design with Albert Almora and I think Jorge Soler. So before I get to the mail from Brian, Zach says, sorry for a late response on an earlier topic. I believe Bean pointed out part of the reason LCS struggle is greatly underpricing if they aren't over $50. It's crazy those cards were junk. It is. And so, and here's my opinion on it, because I agree and I disagree with that. I agree because he's leaving a lot of money on the table, especially, I mean, you saw within 2 hours, I basically made $20 on 75 cents worth of cards. And he's online. Like, he has a presence. I'm pretty sure he does sport lots. And he does eBay consignment, so he's on eBay, and it's like these cards are selling, and it's, I don't know if it's like, with me, like sometimes I'll go through a box and I'll find cards that it's like, whoa, I can't believe I found this $10 card in a common box. Or, I set up at a show last February and I had tons of cards. Like Zach, I had like 3 or 4 Tim Anderson rookie cards in my 25-cent box that were $10 cards. So I just didn't, I didn't know the market, and B, I wasn't checking over time to see what I had in there. And a part of it was, at the time, I wasn't focused, and part of it was I wasn't focused on sales. because I was just heavily involved with trading, because at the time I didn't have the time to devote to eBay store and eBay sales. Well, yes, I did sell on eBay. I didn't have 3,000 listings with 6,000 or 7,000 cards in my store. I had, 1,000 cards. But I don't own a local card shop, so that's the other end of it. That's what his business is, to sell cards. So in that point, yes, I totally agree. You have to. So I have a coworker, and I'm in the transportation industry, and so we're dealing with freight, and his quote is, know your freight. And if you're owning a card shop, know your cards, know the market. So on that side, I totally agree. And then there's another side. So there's like three sides. There's three sides to every story. So here's my third side, that it brings in customers like me. Like, maybe I don't sell another card, and, I spent $20 at his store, and, those penny sleeves are super low priced for him. So there's a huge markup on supplies for shop owners. And then these cards where, yes, he could have made, 5, 10, $15, but he also had a customer in his store for an hour and a half digging through boxes. And, maybe I bought a $1 card that's only worth a quarter. Maybe I bought 100 quarter cards that he's happy to get rid of because they're only worth a quarter. And it keeps me coming back, because guess what? I went to his store 3 times in a week because I found some good deals. Whereas if his quarter boxes were filled with cards only worth a quarter, I wouldn't go back. I would go back when I needed supplies, and I wouldn't even bother looking through the quarter boxes. So it's kind of a loss leader in that. So, and that's like my 99-cent free shipping. I get asked like on a daily basis. People will send me eBay messages. I actually have one to respond to from the Blowout forum. Somebody private messaged me, said they were looking at my eBay store, want to know why I'm selling cards for 99 cents with free shipping. It's a loss leader, because I can bring in customers. And sure, I sell a lot of 99-cent free shipping single transactions. I still make a net profit. It's very small. So it's that age-old, is it worth your time? Yes, it's a loss leader. It brings a ton of traffic to my store. And the goal is to not sell one card for 25 cents. So his goal, Jim's goal, the card shop owner, his goal isn't to sell a Brandon Nemo gold rookie card that can sell on eBay for $10, $8. He doesn't want to sell that one card for 25 cents. He wants to bundle that with 100 other cards and make a $25 sale on other stuff that just might not sell. So it's a loss leader, much like the 99 cents with free shipping, where my goal isn't to make a single 99-cent sale. My goal is to sell, that 99-cent Bo Jackson card with 2 other cards and make a $3 sale. And the buyer also gets a 10% discount with that, volume, buying 3 cards. So my gross then becomes what, $267, minus some fees. So, then that transaction becomes like a $1.50 profit for me, as opposed to, 20 cents on a single sale. So that's kind of my thought process on that. Well, there were some cards like I haven't listed these yet. I'm waiting till baseball season, but $10 for this card. I mean, you could sell this for $40 right now. And same with this Justin Verlander rookie card. This was $5, and you could sell this for probably 25, like within an hour. So in those cases, it's like, even if those were not found, because I actually skipped those cards Saturday. Like, I saw those cards and I didn't know the market. But then I went home and looked them up, and I'm like, whoa, I need to go back and buy those cards. So I actually skipped those Saturday last week, came back on Monday and purchased those on Monday. Problem is an LCS must have a full-time presence in the shop, but also online. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I totally agree with that, Matt. Because and Jim, my card shop owner, he's a one-man band. Like he's the only employee. Like he's the shop owner and he's a full-time employee. He's there from, I think his shop hours are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And he's the only guy there. Like he's the sole employee. So yes, in that regard, super difficult. And I can totally understand that, he may have put these quarter cards in those boxes a year ago, 2 years ago, in some cases, because at the time, but that's the danger when you're dealing with prospects and rookie cards, the market shifts and Alex Verdugo blows up, or, the market, look at the market. That Justin Verlander base rookie card, a year ago probably was a $5 card, but the market has changed so much in the past 12 months that it's no longer a $5 card. It's a $25 card. Time is money, but man, you could get smoke. You could get interns who would go through and look up cards. Hell, I would do it as an adult, pay the kids in some random product. I agree. And and actually our other local card shop that closed due to the flood, he still sells basically out of his garage. And I think he opened up a storefront like an hour away. And he was like the only employee. I think he had his son. He has an adult son who would like tend the shop like during a Wisconsin Badger game day. But again, he was the only employee of that store, and that's got to be super hard. And on the other hand, it's got to be super hard to hire trustworthy employees at a card shop, because you're paying a minimum wage. And how many stories are guys our age or older that, yeah, when I was a kid, I worked at the card shop for packs of cards. And usually there's like a adult supervision, obviously, with a manager type. But the margins are so minimal in card shops that, it's hard to hire employees to manage the store and to work in the store. So it's a tough gig. That's why I just enjoy doing it as a side gig, as just kind of a part-time hustle. So got off on a tangent there. So Brian's mail day, these are from 2019. These are in the heritage design. So in the 69 tops design, these have the season ticket holder. So the set that I mentioned earlier, that came in those packs of those 5 packs for giveaways, those were archives. These are heritage. And so this was a deal that the Cubs actually worked out with Topps. So these are actual Topps cards designed for the Chicago Cubs. So Anthony Rizzo in a 69 Topps design, Wilson Contreras, and these are different images than what was used in Topps. So that's really cool. Kyle Hendricks, still with the team. Javi Baez, very cool. John Lester, who's now a national. KB, who knows how much longer he'll be with the Cubs. Cole Hamels, saw him pitch a no-hitter at Wrigley Field. Unfortunately, he was in a Phillies uniform when he did so, back in 2015, I think. Here's Kyle Schwarbs, now with the Nationals with Lester. Yu Darvish, no longer with the Cubs. He's now with the Padres. We've got Ben Zobrist, Jason Hayward. Dan's got a question. I'll get to that here. I've got 2 more. Almora. I can't remember who Almora signed with, the Mets maybe. And then the last one, Billy Williams. So we've got a classic. So should the Cubs trade Kyle Hendricks for some prospects? That's a great question. The Cubs are kind of in sell-off mode. I think right now, no, because the Cubs pitching rotation is just in shambles. It's basically Kyle Hendricks and 4 other guys. They just signed Jake Arrieta to a 1-year deal, but he's a shell. They got Zach Davies in the trade for Yu Darvish. And then we've got Alec Mills, who pitched a no-hitter. He's very serviceable. and like maybe Adbert Alzolay, who's, still a young guy. So my answer right now is no. We'll see at the trade deadline. Excuse me. And I don't know Hendrick's contract situation. Most of the contracts all came up like around this time. So I don't know if I don't know when he signed his deal. So I don't know when he's going into free agency. But at the deadline, maybe, if the Cubs are not contending in the NL Central, and I definitely see Chris Bryant being traded this year just to get something for him, because the Cubs will not re-sign him. He's not worth the money that other teams will pay him. So that's my thought process there. And whether he gets traded before the season even starts, could be. There's more smoke to the fire with the Mets rumors. So that could be a possibility that Bryant doesn't even start the season with the Cubs. But I think he'll get traded eventually, whether it be now or at the deadline. You trade him now, you're going to get a little bit more value back, because you'll be giving up a full season, as opposed to just a 3-month run at the trade deadline. So Kyle Hendricks could be, possibly in that same boat. Again, I don't know the contract specification, his details on his contract. So, but if the Cubs are not contending at the deadline, I could totally see Hendricks being packaged up for, something. It'll be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting season, just because everything the Cubs are completely different. And like my buddy joked the other day when I said, what do you think about Arrieta? I'm excited, but he's a shell of his former self. And his response was, yeah, the whole team is a shell, which is totally true. And this season, no Almora, no Schwarber, no Lester, no Darvish. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. No Theo Epstein. Going to be interesting. Matthew, what's up? Good morning. So my short answer is no. My long answer drawn out is maybe, maybe, depending on contract and the situation in the middle of the season. But I'm excited that baseball is near. It's so freaking cold here. I know Zach knows. Matthew is over in Michigan, so I'm sure he's got similar weather. But right now it is -8 degrees. We've got some snow flurries. It's going to warm up to 0 today. We've got 2 more days of negative degree weather. Tomorrow's low is -6. Tuesday's low -6. And then we're going to warm up. And next weekend, we're going to be in the 30s. I almost said 70s. It's going to feel like the 70s. 34 is our high next Sunday. We got 3 more inches of snow yesterday, so I had to go out. I had to run the snowblower again yesterday, like -20 wind chill. I totally half-assed it because it was so cold and windy and just awful. So I am anxiously awaiting spring training, because we've got the signs, we've got Topps baseball cards are out. Spring training is a week and a half away. Opening day is like 46 days away. So we're getting close to baseball and warmer weather. I cannot wait. So that's all I had for today. Appreciate the chats. Happy Valentine's Day. I actually have to go out. I haven't picked up a card or flowers yet. So we don't really celebrate I say old married couple. We've only been married for 4 years now. But it's just another day. Like, we don't do fancy dinners. We just flowers, card, love you. That's it. Just another day. Probably turn the fireplace on and watch Gossip Girl. That's what Valentine's Day is going to be in our household, with a stack of cards on the couch, listing cards on eBay. I'm a hopeless romantic. Stay warm and hobby on. Thanks, Matt. You too. Have a great Sunday. Check out the eBay store. I did post a bunch of cards last night, 99centcards.com, and The link is also at the top of the page, 1millioncubs.com. Have a great Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow.